Hey Peace Tribe, thank you guys so much for clicking on this new Peace Plan Mission video. Guys, if you're not already subscribed, please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscription button and ring the bell. So anytime I drop content, you guys will be the first to know. And also guys, share this video. You never know how I can help anyone else. Guys, today we're going to just jump right into it. I want to talk about feeling obligated to people. Should you feel obligated to people? Is it the right thing to do? Are there certain people that you can feel obligated to? Those are just a few questions that I'm going to answer today, along with a few other things. Let's just jump right into it. So first, let's talk about what is an obligation. So by definition, obligation can mean that you have to do something because of the law or rules says so. Or what about, you just feel like you need to do something for someone, basically because it feels like you owe them something or it's just the right thing to do. So a lot of times, guys, we feel obligated to people in our lives that we care about, that we cherish, that we want to, please and be happy with us, but at the same time we have no reason to feel obligated, because at the end of the day, the only people who I feel we should be obligated to are our family, and that's even not even 100%. So we're going to talk about that also. So guys, just anything that you feel that you have to do, it's eating at you. You feel like, this person asked me to do something, I have to do it. You just feel obligated. So I want to talk about that feeling. So I wrote down a couple notes. And I want to talk about, why do people feel obligated? So the first thing I have is people are, we're people pleasers. So that just goes back to when I was saying, someone asks you to do something and it runs in your brain all the time. You're thinking about it. Man, this person wanted me to help them move, but I honestly can't do it right now. But just because they asked me, I feel like I have to do it. You feel obligated. You want to be that person that is able to help everybody. The person that's able to be the people that, be the person that people can call on whenever they need help. Because you have to remember, we are not Superwoman and Superman. Sometimes it has to be a hard no without an explanation. And it has to be just that. We can't feel obligated, especially when we can't do it. If we can't do it, then we can't do it. It has to be simple as that. So, it's hard when you want to be that people pleaser, but when you finally figure out, being that people pleaser person is just not working for you. So we have to let those obligations go. What about we feel as this person that, we feel obligated to, or these people that we feel obligated to, they help us a lot. So we feel like we owe them something. And that was in the definition, you feel like you owe someone something. So, you have a person that you can always call on when you need help. If you need a few dollars, or if you need help with something, that person is always there for you. So now in turn, they need you to do something, even if it's something that's even more extreme of what you even ever asked them to do. You feel obligated because they've helped you when you were down. So it's kind of like, this person did so much for me. How can I say no to them? Even if it's something that you really don't want to do, something that you can get yourself in trouble, but you still do it just because you feel obligated. No, it doesn't matter. If someone's doing something for you, it should be because they want to do it, or because it's from the bottom of their heart. So if you're doing something also for someone else, it should be for the same reason. Not because you feel like they did it for you, now you have to do it for them. No, it has to be because you really want to do it. You really have the time to do it. And it's something that you want to do. If not, it's going to feel like a task. It's going to feel like a job, and that's what you don't want. So guys, if you're doing something just because you feel like you owe someone something, and it's honestly not something that you want to do, you're not going to enjoy it. It's not going to be thought out properly. So we really have to remember that. What about you don't feel like you deserve more? A lot of times we just stay in a situation and we feel obligated to be in the situation. So we just feel like, I don't know if I can even do more or have more. So I'm just going to stay where I am now and live in this process, live in this relationship, live in this situation, or whatever it is, because this is all I deserve. This is the best that I can get. No, you don't know how much or how better you can get until you really push and try. If you're in a relationship and you feel like this is all I can get, then that means that there's something wrong with you, unless you're truly happy. And yes, then you can say this is all I can get, this is all I want. But that's a different situation. But guys, we shouldn't feel obligated or stuck to be anywhere or with anyone No, we should feel free. We should feel vibrant. We should feel like we're living our life properly and not as if, if I don't do this, I'm going to be the worst person. No, you're not. You're still going to be yourself. You're still going to be the person that you can achieve to be even more. So we have to just keep on pushing and remembering that, guys. So what we need to remember when we do feel obligated, and again, I'm just looking at my notes that I have, it's okay to help others, but we can't hold everyone's hand. Like I said, people help us, so everyone needs help every now and again. And it's okay for you to be the helping hand. But at the same time, we have to remember that we cannot hold people's hand all the time and drag them to the water, drag them here. No, maybe you can help someone every now and then, but there has to be a time when you have to cut them off, when you have to worry about yourself and honestly and truly help yourself. We also have to remember when I said that, family is who we should be obligated to. To me, that's kind of a touchy subject because family is different from strangers and friends and everything because it is blood. But at the same time, when you are grown, the only people who I feel you truly, truly, truly need to be obligated to are your children and your spouse. Your spouse, because, you guys are married, but your children is who I really feel like, they should have your undying or the ultimate obligation. That's who you should be worried about the most, because these children didn't ask to be put in this world. You brought them into this world, so they are who you know. So you are obligated to them. So that's a little bit different. But as far as a grown person that can take care of themselves, no. Sorry, you are not obligated. Not at all. Unless it's like an elderly person, and that's different. They can't do for themselves. Or how about this? So it doesn't matter if they're a grown up or not. What about if the person is able to take care of themselves and, mentally, physically and everything, then you're not obligated to take care of them. If they need help in some way and they are your loved one or whatever the case is, then yeah, maybe you will feel obligated. And that goes also for children. So that's a little bit different of situation. So we have to remember that. And we have to remember, while we're being obligated to other people and trying to please other people and do things for other people, guys, we have to remember we're obligated to ourselves also. We are ourselves. We are the person that's doing everything, that's using our energy, that's trying to be better people. So every day we wake up and we should be obligated to better ourselves every day. Just a little bit every day. Honestly, it doesn't take much. As long as you're doing something more than what you did yesterday, even if it is a couple more crunches, even if it's praying a little bit longer, reading a book for a little bit longer, guys, we're obligated to be better people to ourselves. Why wouldn't you want to feel obligated to yourself? If you're being obligated to everyone else, then why wouldn't you want to feel obligated to yourself for bettering yourself, making yourself a better person? So we have to think about that. Because you are a people pleaser, be myself pleaser, be Tiara pleaser, be that person first before you be everyone else pleaser, honestly. And just remember, you can't be hard on yourself all the time. Sometimes when we have obligations, it's not always to people, it's to things, school, work, just various things. So a lot of times when we feel obligated, let's say at work, if you really don't feel well, you don't feel like you need to go to work, then don't go to work, because you're making that obligation to your job so much more important than yourself. And again, that's going back to people pleasing. That's going back to a whole bunch of things that we don't even want to open those cans of worms. So we really have to remember that, when we do let people down or let situations down or whatever the case is, it is not the end. It's not the end. We just have to continue on. We have to remember that, right now it may hurt. Right now this person may be mad at me, but I know what I'm trying to go for. And as long as I'm walking in my truth and knowing that I'm not doing anything wrong to anyone or anything, then everything will work out fine. As long as I hold my head up and I continue to push and I have a plan, everything's going to work out fine. So there's nothing or no one that's going to stop me, because I can keep on going. And all these obligations, unnecessary obligations that I may have in my life, they're going to have to go to a halt, because I'm missing the main person or the main obligation in my life, and that's me. And you don't want to be laying in the bed and can't move, or be in a situation where you put yourself in that you can't even get out of because you were obligated to so many other things outside of yourself that you're not worrying about the main person, that's you. So guys, we really have to think about these things. And of course, I'm not saying, be standoffish or be stingy and not want to help anyone, because we definitely don't want to do that. We want to help our brothers and sisters around us. But at the same time, while we're pouring into others, we also have to pour into ourselves ultimately. So guys, I always like to keep it short and sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys find me on Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube, of course. Follow my family channel, The Wise Family 5, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Of course, my baby girl Akirisville, she is only on YouTube, but make sure you guys subscribe to her channel. Make sure you guys find my little cousin on Swirl World on YouTube and Instagram. I love you guys always. Thank you so much, Peaceful Crew. Till next time, peace out.